I got a massive haul today. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Lauren and I'm with Lauren's Toy Box. This is a place where I collect toys, you like watching toys, so let's be friends. And as such, if you haven't already, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when I'm doing other videos. And do like this post as it really does help me out. So as I mentioned in my last video, while I was in the hospital, I was bored out of my mind. And so I just kept shopping on eBay. And now these packages are arriving and I have a massive haul, different kinds of toys, Moon Dreamers, Food Fighter. I got Thrill Joy Picks. I've got She-Ra. I've got Masters of the Universe, Marvel Legends. So Monster High, Rainbow High, Eddie High. So I got a massive haul. To save time, I'm going to spare you from watching me struggle opening the packages, and we'll just be looking at the toys and comics. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start off with the things. I'm going to break them into their categories, their brands, and start off with the ones that only have one item. So we'll start off with this one from Rainbow High, and this is Jade Hunter. And Jade Hunter is the green fashion doll, and green is my favorite color, so I needed to, if I was going to get any Rainbow High doll, it was going to be the green one. And I did get Lila Yamamoto, who is the mauve one, and that's also because as an Asian American, I also love Asian American representation in toys, so I was also going to get an Asian American doll. So anyway, here she is, Jade Hunter. Look at this little hat that she's got on, little hoodie. I think it's a hoodie. No, it's not a hoodie. And this little, what does it say on it? Does it say rainbow on it? No, I can't read it. Whatever it says on there. But the bag does say rainbow. She's got her skirt and her little shoes, and everything has a green theme to it. I just think that she's adorable. The eyes still bother me on these Rainbow High dolls. I'm not quite sure why they went with these gigantic eyes, but overall, I just think that these dolls have an amazing fashion, and they've got nice articulation, and yeah, I enjoy them. So anyway, that's Rainbow High. And the next thing I have up here is Dark Paw from the Paw Paw Bears. He's a PVC miniature, and he's the villain of the Paw Paw Bears show. It was a Hanna-Barbera show in the 80s. But yeah, very cool. In the category of Micronauts, Micronauts is my favorite toy line. Masters of the Universe comes very closely next, but the Micronauts that was what I had as a kid. They came out in 1976, and they were so awesome. But in 1977, they came out with a couple of bigger figures, and this is Force Commander, who is kind of the leader of the good guys. And he's got his hands still work. I'm not going to press the button and fire them at you because I will lose the hand. I know it for a fact. But you know, what you do is he's magnetic, so you can take him apart, put him together again. He does have a horse named Oberon, which I am working on getting as well. And you can actually make him into a centaur. It's very cool. You can put a missile in his belly. And I do have some accessories that I have to figure out. I can't remember what they go to. But yeah, I just think that it's very cool. I'm so glad that I have him in my collection now. Because I had him when I was younger, and I loved him so much. And Baron Karza is also, he's the leader of the villains. And it's also a magnetic, bigger Micronaut, and I'm working on getting him as well. All right, next up we have, this is one of these kind of strawberry shortcake knockoff lines. This is Rose Petal Place, and this is Iris. You might have seen a video, my San Jose toy hunt video, where I got a couple of Rose Petal Place dolls. She came out in, I believe, 1985, I want to say. Or 1984, I think. But anyway, she is the African-American doll in this collection. And I just think that she's so cool. And I love the fact that if you can find a Rose Petal Place doll with the stand, she stands perfectly, and I don't have to worry about her toppling over and all that jazz. So very cool to have her in my collection. All right, next up, I got Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four First Steps. He's a Marvel Legends figure. I'm going to keep him in the box for right now because I plan to get the other three. For some reason, he was not selling on Amazon, so I had to get him off of eBay. And the other ones I'll get probably next month. But he looks amazing. I'm going to do a video once I have all four of them and take them out of the box and show you what they all look like. But I mean, like, look at that. He looks like Pedro Pascal. If you can see, I don't know if it's blurry. I can't tell. But anyway, that is Mr. Fantastic for you from Marvel Legends. And then I got this Thrilljoy Pix figure of Gillman. He's a creature from the Black Lagoon, but for some reason they call him Gillman. I don't know if that's because of a licensing thing or whatever, but I mean, come on. It's a creature from the Black Lagoon. And he's my favorite Universal monster. I love him so much. I want to go to Epic Universe so bad because they have Dark Universe there where they have all the Universal monster merchandise, and which looks so awesome. But Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of them, and he's amazing looking. These Thrilljoys are like Pops almost. They come in a box like this. I'm saving the box. And on the back, you can see the different kinds of things that you can open. It's basically a mystery box. So you could get the common, the chase, and the super chase. And honestly, the common was the one that I wanted. So I got him off of eBay. So I knew who it was because the Thrilljoy sold out on its website. But you open it up and then you find out what you get. And I'll show you on here. It's out of 5,000 pieces. So this is the common. And you also get this little card that has your number. So I have, what number is this? 2,436 out of 5,000. That's mine. So somewhere in the middle. Anyway, I'm glad to have him as part of my collection. Okay, next up we have a food fighter. This is Meanie Weenie. And I just think that he looks so adorable. He's got his hot dog in his mouth. And you can kind of see his tongue sticking out there. And then he does have his backpack on his back, as well as his hat. So that's very cool. Okay, so now we are heading into the category of multiples. So we're going to look at the Moon Dreamers next. Moon Dreamers answers the question, what if you combined Strawberry Shortcake and My Little Pony together? It was a Hasbro line that was actually part of, I guess, the My Little Pony family, even though they weren't necessarily connected. But Moon Dreamers had a show that was part of the My Little Pony show, and they were both Hasbro creations. So this is kind of another Strawberry Shortcake knockoff. But right here is Bucky Buckaroo, and they are from 1986. I want to say 1986. But anyway, he's the boy. He's the Huckleberry Pie of the Moon Dreamer world. And he's looking cute. His hair is a little ragged, but he's got his shoes. So that's cool. And then we have Blinky, I think she's a young'un. She's one of the younger ones. She's got her pigtails. And she also comes with Ursa Major, which is the polar bear. She's supposed to have a saddle, but she does not. I don't have the saddle. So that's something I'm going to have to look for, is her saddle. And then Blinky rides on top of Ursa Major. And the other Moon Dreamer that I have is Rory the lion. He's got wings. Very cool. They're bigger than I thought that they would be. I mean, they're kind of the size of a My Little Pony, but I imagine them being smaller for some reason. Okay, next we are going to the She-Ra Princess of Power line. I have here Sweet Bee, who in the cartoon was an alien from a bee-like planet that ended up befriending She-Ra and becoming part of the Great Rebellion. And I am fortunate enough to have the piece that has the Velcro that allows her wings to stay on her back. She also does have her antenna and her shield. So she's looking pretty good, even though her hair is very frizzy. But I'm glad to have her in my collection for sure. And the other She-Ra figure that I got was Entrapta. She's one that I've been wanting to get for a while. If you watch She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, which was a Netflix series, I loved Entrapta on that show. She didn't have a lot to do on the Filmation cartoon, but I'm glad I was able to find, it's hard to find one with the braids because there's no way that I could braid her hair myself. So I did find her with the braid and with her shield. So I'm glad to have that. Let's go like that. All right, so there is Entrapta. All right, so since we did She-Ra, let's go to Masters of the Universe. And there was a massive sale at Target. Everything was like 30% off at least. And so I managed to find this Masters of the Universe Origins retro play Trapjaw. I got him for $8.99, down from $17.99, I want to say, maybe more after the tariffs. So anyway, I'm glad to have him. But the big deal that I got was this concept art for Hordak and Grizzlor. I actually have this set, but I don't know if this happens to you, but my action figures sometimes just leap off the shelf. I mean, this is where I believe Toy Story is actually happening in my house. But they sometimes fall off my shelf. And Grizzlor fell off my shelf, and I lost one of his claws. And I was just really sad about it, because I think that he looks super cool with both of his claws on. So now I have a replacement, and it only cost me $8.99, down from $29.99. I think that is an excellent deal. Okay, and then also in the Masters of the Universe realm, I got some comic books. And I am currently trying to put together the storyline that finally introduces She-Ra to the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe DC Comics line. I have just read the one that introduced Despara, who was Adora's kind of evil self when she was part of the Horde. And so now I want to see how they introduce She-Ra in here. I've got issue 9. I'll just go like this. 9 and 12 and 13. This is the origin of She-Ra. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. This is issue 14, which I think continues the origin of She-Ra. I'm actually getting issue 15 and 16, but this jumps to 17. And then this is the most expensive book that I got from this line. This is the first appearance of She-Ra, like her final entrance into the Masters of the universe. So, yay! I got those. Okay, so finally, we started with Rainbow High, and now we're ending with Monster High. And this was part of my Target haul. She was on sale as well. This is Venus McFlytrap. This is, I think, the G3 version. But anyway, I'm actually going to open her up with Jennifer Long, I believe, in a future video. This is the back, but I think she's normally $24.99, and I got her for $17.99. So that's very cool. And the last doll that I got was the Monster High Holidays Dia de los Muertos Scalita Calveras. Okay, I'm so pissed off about this, but this is the way it was sent to me. They put a freaking shipping label, stuck it on the front of it. Thankfully, I'm taking her out of the box. But if I were an in-the-box collector, I'd be super upset about it. I'm upset about it because of the principle of it all. But this is what she looks like on the back. I will be opening her up also in a future video. But she looks really cool looking. And I'm going to be excited to add her to my Monster High collection, my growing Monster High collection. I just got a bunch of Monster High boy dolls, and then I have, of course, my Corazon Marikit, the Manananggal from Filipino Lore, who is a Skeletor, a Monster High Skeletor doll. You can check out my unboxing of that doll on my channel as well. So that is it. That is my massive haul. Thanks for sticking with me, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite item was. I love to read your comments, and I try to answer every one of them. So please do leave comments for me. Also, if you are not subscribed already, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when I'm doing other videos like this. There'll be more hauls ahead. So definitely check that out. And, you know, like everybody says, please like this video. It helps with the algorithm, and it just helps people know that I'm posting videos. So I would really appreciate it if you would like the video. It's so quick and easy. All you have to do is hit that little button. And anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And with that, I will see you later. Bye.